Hey guys, Marty Josey, and I wanted to do a quick kind of casual video just to give you some pre-work for the upcoming seminar workshop. So if we want to improve our breathing, or anything else for that matter, it's important to know where we're starting. So we want to get a baseline so we can work from that. So to do that, I want to do a two-part exercise that'll give us that good baseline to start from. So the first part is an awareness exercise, just how we're breathing, our breathing style. So for this part, I want you to put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and not really low on your belly, just kind of mid to upper belly. And I want you just to observe. So without trying to change how you're breathing, just tune in and observe how you're breathing. When you inhale, when you exhale, do both hands move or just one of them? If it's only one hand, is it your upper hand or your lower hand? If it's just your upper hand that moves, tend to be a chest breather, and that goes along with vertical breathing. If your lower hand, now depending on how it moves, on the inhale, when you inhale, does your belly move in? Or does your belly move out on the inhale? Because these are very different. If your belly moves in on the inhale, it tends to go with the chest breathing. If on the inhale your belly moves outward, it indicates horizontal breathing or belly breathing. So to make this, take this a little further, this is great if you can do this in front of a mirror or have somebody watch you do it. But if you don't have that situation, just go by feel. So stand here nice and straight, and I want you to take a nice deep breath. And do it again, but this time I want you to really become aware of what happens when you inhale. When you inhale, do your shoulders go towards the ceiling? Do you feel like you get longer or taller when you inhale? If so, you're a vertical breather or apical breather. If you don't get any shoulder or neck movement and you just feel like you expand in the abdomen, you're what's called a horizontal breather. And you may be a combination of both of these. You may feel your abdomen expand and go up towards the ceiling as well. And if so, you're what's called a mixed breather. So either vertical, horizontal, or mixed. So go ahead and take note of that and write that down. And that is your breathing style. And for the second part of this, you will need a tape measure. You need the cloth tape measure, not the kind, so it's very flexible, not the kind of tape measure that you do home improvements with. And I want you to start by finding your sternum and then finding your ribs. So you find the edge of your ribs, track it down from your sternum, slowly, just follow your ribs around. You'll feel them go all the way, the whole bottom of them. So come back and trace them again. And what you're looking for is the point kind of in line with your nipple. So tracking them down and stopping about in line with your nipple. And that is where you want the tape to be. So go ahead and kind of press that point for a second to give yourself a cue of where you want that to be. Then take the tape and put it around you. And this is why it's good to do in front of a mirror. You can turn and make sure it's not, sliding down or angled down or drooping or anything like that. So again, find that point. You may need to trace it again. Don't worry about having this perfectly in line or anything like that. Just a pretty close estimate of that. Okay. Also helps to have some tight clothing so things don't bunch up so much. So this hand is going to be very stationary. You're going to kind of lock it down right here. And you want to keep this tape nice and tight. This other hand is going to bring the tape around and it'll overlap. But you don't want it to be so overlapped that you can't see where they meet and where the actual number is going to be for your measurement. So I want you to stand up nice and straight, and I want you to take a nice deep breath. Now what I don't want is for you to try to change how you're breathing just to affect the reading. So nice inhale, and then, and please don't be kind of hunched over as you, so you can see as you inhale. So nice and straight inhale. When you get it at the top of your inhale, just look down and see the number. And then straighten back up and exhale fully. Keep the tape nice and tight. Let your breathing movement move the tape, but don't ever let it get slack. And you may not get any movement in this tape at all. You may get a little, you may get a lot, or you may not get any, and that's fine. Again, what I don't want you to do is changing your breathing style. For example, if a couple of moments ago you found you were a vertical breather, I don't want you to just start right now trying to expand your torso more just to affect the reading. It's important that we get a nice, accurate baseline to start from. So don't judge where you are or your measurements or how much it moves. Just get a reading. So again, nice and tight. This one is nice and stationary. This one's going to be able to move, but it's your breathing that moves the tape, not your arm. Inhale. Look down, note the number, straight back straight, and exhale fully. Again, noting the number. You may want to do this 2, sometimes even 3 times, just to kind of get a good feel for it before you write down your number. But when you're done, I want you to write down both numbers, your inhale number and your exhale number. Again, they may be a lot different, or they may not be different at all. But go ahead and write those down, and we'll move on to the next part that'll give us a letter grade from which to work from. Guys, let's move on to the next area. If you haven't taken your measurements yet, please go ahead and pause this video here and don't move on to this part until you've taken those measurements and written them down. When you have them written down, we're going to go into measuring your VLC, or vital lung capacity. What you're going to do is take your measurement for your inhale. In this example, we've got 37. We're going to subtract our exhale. So inhale, subtract the exhale, and come up with a number. Now your number may be 0, 1, or whatever, but in this example we had a 2. And you may need to watch this a few times, but you come up with your number 2, and then you're going to divide the 2 by the exhale number. And we're going to add a decimal point. So instead of dividing it by 35, we're dividing it by 3.5. So inhale minus the exhale gives you the number. Take that number and divide it by the exhale. That's going to give you a number, and in this example it's 0.57. We're going to convert that over to a percentage, which is 57%. So that's how much of your vital lung capacity you're currently using. So we're going to take that VLC, or vital lung capacity, we're going to combine it with the breathing style to come up with a grade. Now you can either draw yourself a quick grid like this, or I'll take a picture of it and send it to Master Eric so he can get it to you as well. But if you're inclined, just go ahead and draw a quick one. So if we take our number in our example, 57%, we come over here and you'll see there's a range, and 57% actually isn't even on the grid, so it's pretty low here. Then you look at your breathing style. Are you vertical, mixed, or horizontal? So for example, if your VLC ended up being 80 and you were a horizontal breather, you would be at a B, C to B line. In this example, our VLC is less than 60, so it's already pretty bad. And if you're a horizontal breather, you're going to be C to D, since it's so far over here on the grid. We'll call it a C or a D. If you're a vertical breather, you would be at an F. And if you're mixed, you're going to be at a D to F, only because it's off the grid. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let Eric know and he can get in touch with me. Let that serve as your base point, and I'm excited to hear what you have as your base point when I meet you at the seminar, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot. I look forward to working with you soon.